Let's go.
Said it's your boy, P Original, Mr. Influential. Hot topic conversation, stimulate your mental. Two cool brothers, same father, same mother. If you're looking for a show like this, you'll never find another. Why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast to come on. Yeah, said it's the Porch Podcast. Yup, said it's the Porch Podcast to come on. Yeah, said it's the Porch Podcast.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy, DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
P Original, baby. Welcome back, y'all. It's a new week, new episode.
What's wrong with you,
You
man?
know, as we say each and every week, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate you.
You, yes. Hey, what's so funny, man? You all
Oh,
right?
man, life is good.
Life
man.
is good, man.
You know what I mean? You know,
Life is good.
And in the words of E, players mess up too.
Yeah, players mess up. Now, how was your week, though, bro?
Oh, man.
You know, we what we gonna start doing. We know a week. We always catch up on a week, but
Right.
just to kind of like flow into it and make it a little bit more. How was your weekend?
My weekend specifically, man, was really nice. Had a little getaway with
Yeah.
the wife. You know, a little pre-birthday celebration for her. So by the time this come out, happy birthday, baby. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. And, you know, little quick run to Ocean City, you know, Maryland. And, you know, she decided she just wanted to do a quick road trip. And, you know, road trips, man.
Yeah.
You know, as we get a little bit older, man. I mean, it's cool when you first get your license, give me a little road trip, and I go where I want to go.
Right.
That wears off. And after a while, you be like, yeah, I'm cool because I don't want to do all
I
that.
don't feel like driving.
Well, you don't have to drive. You can. I know. I don't want to ride in the car that long. I think you're missing the point. It's not about
Word
me
up.
just driving the
Word
car.
up. Sometimes I don't even want to ride in the car.
Yeah,
that
you
long.
know, it's not that you're not a nice guy because
Yeah.
you're cool, a person, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I just don't feel like doing it.
So 3 hours, you know, little,
Right.
give or take a couple minutes or whatever. Cool,
Right.
cool. Had a good time.
And what you're saying, not to cut your wisdom.
No, go ahead.
And what
Jeff.
you're
You want to know how
saying-
my weekend was, but go ahead. That's crazy. Why would what are we doing?
Go ahead, keep going.
So my weekend.
Yeah, keep
If that's what
going.
we, if that's what we talk about,
Right.
My weekend was good, like I said. So, we did some things. You know what I'm saying? Quick turnaround. Bob got there on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know how people talk that. Got back on Saturday. Whip back home by Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going just long enough to chill, but not long enough to get on nobody's nerves and be, you know what I mean, to be missed. So that was my weekend, bro. Other than that, the week leading up to it, I was hyped. I was ready.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, but you know,
Y'all seen the hand
celebration.
skills too, right
Yeah,
there. Let's go ahead and clap up.
Birthday celebration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, like you said, now we back to the show, man. What my weekends consisted of, brother. What about yours, man?
I was working, you know. Shout out to Splash Life Entertainment pool party right at that Club Roar right there in
Sure.
Philly, right there on
Sure.
North Delaware Ave. It was success, you know what I mean? Shout out to DJ William H. Shout out to Gucci Mike. Shout out to DJ Bake, Shoes, Sino. You know how it is,
Salute,
man.
brothers. Salute. Shout out to you,
Smitty
brothers,
on
man.
the picks.
There you go.
Yeah, we
There you
had
go.
a good time, man. It
There
was
you
a
go.
great time. And shout out,
There you
happy
go.
birthday to all the cancers once again. You know what I mean? Clap it up
No
for y'all.
question. Shout out to all y'all.
Yeah.
You know a lot. Love a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Y'all season enjoy it because them Leos,
Yeah.
they ready.
Yeah, they ready. It's their turn.
You know what I'm saying?
But what I was saying before, when you said you don't even want to take that. Sometimes
Yeah,
just do all
you
that.
needed that. See how they got you back. That's-
Yeah, do all that though. You said you might not want to do all that. That is something that comes, and you said when you first get you also said, and make sure I'm right. When you first get it, you ready for the road trips, and then man, I ain't got time for all that, or I don't want like. Does that come with the Unk and OG package once you hit that level?
I mean, listen.
I
believe so.
believe so, right?
I believe
That's
so.
what I was thinking.
And I gotta say it that way because you have some people that can be like, "No, I'm cool with it. You know, it's good." Like,
Yeah.
and once again, I think that
See, it's an option.
the allure,
Yeah.
like when you first get your L's,
Yeah.
I get it because it's a new experience.
Yeah.
Once it's not a new experience, now you got to find. Okay, once it's not new, then what?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then once you let me see that there's a cheat code, I can get on the plane, be there. It's kind of like I can't unknow it.
Right.
Like once I know I can get there, you know what I mean, in 2.5 hours versus
Right.
1920,
Yeah.
it's a different situation.
It's different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't feel tired. You ain't got meant to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
You know, me and the wife was talking about it. Remember we was hype, babe, used to drive to Disney and all of that? Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. You know, oh, we get your picture. We going through the next state and all that. Like it was cool.
Yeah, remember that?
That's
Yeah, Kodak camera.
It's over.
Kodak, not even your cell phone, a Kodak.
And then you had kids. You kind of come back. And say, oh, they excited. They going through another state.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But I still think the best vehicle to take when you was going was a van, man.
Not even close.
Yeah, I think a van.
Not even close.
Yeah, not a 15, but a conversion van.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, because the other joints, baby bus.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah.
somebody, the tallest person need to get that gap with the one with the joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool, you don't mind.
Right.
But it's like,
that conversion.
Yeah.
Fire sticks is in there now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Them joints state of the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Listen, if we was on the road, that'd be the tour bus for me, a conversion van.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. Kind of, because I'm still like, we still got to drive.
No, we have somebody driving us.
All right.
So we can sit there.
We can
sit there and make. Yeah. No, I'm not driving to Cali.
Oh
no. The way it would go, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Let's say if we was doing a tour, it would just make sense going all the way there. The worst part would be coming home, but it won't seem bad because you're coming home.
Right.
So let's say we would say, okay, we're gonna head out west slowly. Okay, we're going to Pittsburgh. Then we're going to Cincinnati, Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or however that go,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, then we hitting Detroit, Chicago. You know what I mean? Louisville, Memphis, like Nashville, like coming down and you all the way down to Houston, then you come back up all the way to like Vegas in Sacktown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Inglewood or something like that, you know.
How was your weekend?
Right. Right. I spoke with that.
You said, I just want to make sure I got this right so I can say this before you said when you turn, how was your weekend? What happened, y'all? Where'd he go? Yeah,
now we was talking about conversion.
The conversion van. Wow. We still don't know what happened to him this weekend.
What I'm saying is my weekend was great, man. We did the pool party. It was a success. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was Saturday. Friday, Whit took a little road trip, tried to take care of some business, the growth and things of that nature.
Question.
That was cool. And Sunday was really hanging out with the wife, man. That's what I did.
Fantastic, brother.
Man,
sound like a what they call a well-rounded weekend.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Before we get too much further, y'all, we want to go ahead and acknowledge, unfortunately, the untimely passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner.
TV's favorite son.
Absolutely. From what I heard, it was a situation where it was some kind of mistaken drowning accident in Costa Rica while on vacation with the family.
Wow.
Don't confirm that on me because everything is still kind of coming in today.
Right.
Time of this video is on a Monday. So, but anyway, just wanted to acknowledge him, man. So condolences to him and his family. Like he said, one of TV's favorite sons.
Yeah.
So just wanted to mention that, bro, early in the show before the show got away from us.
And just to segue this, if we was to sit back, who you would think would be the top three? Because that's something top. I like
interesting.
Top three America's TV favorite sons.
And I'm not just saying it because he just passed, but I believe Theo, Malcolm
Jamal
Warner, he would definitely be on the list.
Yeah.
I'll put him in order. I'll just give you three. I don't want to necessarily say a particular order, but I would say him.
Uh-huh.
I would say now we talking sitcoms.
Yes,
or sitcom-y.
Yeah. Not premium channel series. Like your UPNs back in your ABCs, your CBS, things like that.
So for different reasons, I'm going to say first off, like I said, I'm going to call them Theo. I'm going to call them their names.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's their character's name. Theo. Eddie Winslow was pretty popular. I don't want to say him. I want to say possibly. I want to say Michael J. Fox's character on
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
Right.
Popular son there. We saying sitcom. And last, um, I'll still stick with I'll say Arnold from Different Strokes.
There you go. Okay. So I would say Theo, Arnold, and Wild Card, Carlton. The original Carlton.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because and when we say sons, because
yeah,
obviously everybody's a son.
Yeah.
Every man's a son, but we mean their father was with them. So we wouldn't use a Will Smith like Fresh Prince because that was his uncle.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we say sons, what made them great sons is they had to have a father.
Absolutely. That's
on
about
the
to say
show.
that speaks higher to the father.
Right.
Because you're talking about, in your case, with your three, you're talking about
even though Arnold was adopted.
Yeah.
He was still raised.
Yeah, Mr. Drummond.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable.
Yeah.
And you had, who the other person that you said it was?
Philip Banks.
Yeah. Okay, so I had to remember the person.
Carlton. Yeah.
And I would remember that.
And
Philip
think
Banks.
about him.
Yeah.
Ain't
it's
they
a
all
quick
wealthy?
thought.
They was all wealthy fathers like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like you said, everybody wasn't black. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Mr. Drummond, you know,
Like, yeah.
him, you know,
But
Arnold
even when you said about
him.
Michael J. Fox,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm not knocking because it's two more to still. But and that's just I think when you think of time, in my opinion, was the favorites. In my opinion, some people may take Carlton off the list. I know. I believe when you said Arnold, I wasn't even thinking about it because there's somebody could turn around and say, "What about Webster?"
Which would not be bad.
Right.
Which
You
not
see
be
what I'm
bad.
saying?
But you talking about, so you could turn around and say, son, you could say Lionel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From Sanford or something. You
Yeah.
could easily say Lionel.
Yeah.
He was one of the, you know what I mean? Different time period, a little bit different, but
Right.
you know,
Now.
I would put him in that conversation.
Top 3 favorite either nephew or look like a son. Like so we could put nephew, whether it's really their nephew or they call them nephew because they're in the neighborhood type shit. Anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Top 3 nephews you think.
So Will.
Okay, yeah, I definitely will.
Ray J's character in Moesha.
That was his son though.
Which is crazy
Yeah.
because he was calling him Uncle Frank.
Yeah, because he didn't know that was his dad.
Right.
At first, yeah.
So all right, we can exclude him then. We can take
No.
Ray J out.
No. He counts. Because
you said more like it's a nephew, but it's like
It could be a friend, nephew, like real close. They was close to the family, anything. Because Will was definitely on my list.
oh yeah. Will,
Yeah.
like I said, I'll keep Ray J in it because
Yeah,
like I said
yeah.
initially, that's how
Yeah, that was dope,
brought
yeah.
into the situation. And that third one tough. Yeah, that third one tough. I can't think of a third one. I mean, Steve Urkel.
Well,
It's like a super family friend.
There it is. He's on my list. Now
I said Urkel. I said Will Smith,
Ray
J's character, and Urkel.
All right. Will Smith and Urkel. 2 we both could agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Foxx.
Perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
So it's just dope. Like I I'm in this. I always like little ranking things. You know, I don't make nobody bad, but it just speaks on the art and the job that these actors and actresses did, and
Absolutely.
and they like when we label a character or label a actress or an actor from a character that they played.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like what's Al Bundy's real name? Yeah.
I knew it.
I know it, but I'm just saying. But you knew it. But
knew it.
But if I turn around and say, you know who Ed O'Neill is, right? Because that's who his real name is. Yeah.
Yeah. Another son, bro, could have been Fred Savage from the Wonder Years, right?
Absolutely.
He was, Wonder Years was a big show.
Great,
So,
very big.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I'm not.
Nah, man. I mean, I like that, bro. You rolled out a good one, man. Something
Yeah.
to break the ice on things.
Right, but but you see what I'm saying? Like even labeling characters, like we said, or
Mm-hmm.
that just speaks a lot about. That's why I like these type of countdowns because it speaks a lot about how they played that role. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Viola Davis is gonna always be Viola Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's my see? I can't even think of her name. What's the name? Kerry Washington.
Okay.
Right. We do know her as Kerry Washington.
Olivia Pope.
But for a long time, she was just Olivia Pope.
Mm-hmm.
But she has grown to be Kerry Washington.
Absolutely.
Especially for that role.
Absolutely.
Especially for the role she did in what's the name? The movie on Netflix. When they was the male, they was the male in the military.
Yeah. I forget the name of the joint.
Yeah, there's something.
That's how bad that was.
Yeah, nah, for real, that was dope though, P. You know, Karen was it from Sisters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, did y'all watch it yet?
Absolutely. The movie?
No, Sisters.
No.
All right, I'm not gonna say.
Shaman did this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, that's how my weekend was, and you know, and also, Malcolm Jamal Warner. That kind of caught me by surprise today, man. Yeah. So, you know, those are the things. I'm just speaking on what actually led us to that conversation.
Yeah, like you said, is untimely passing.
Yeah.
You know, 54.
54.
I believe he was. You know, it's just in reference to character.
Right.
Which is what we're talking about. Character.
And roles,
but character. Like, I'm just sticking with that. Like, you know what I mean? Role is more, you know, same thing. The character of a person is one of the main things that we can, like, kind of set the tone to, right? So, like you said, bro, these people that we talking about, the dope part about them is they was connected to, you know, whether it was Uncle Phil, like a father, and father roles.
That's what I meant by role.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They were able to fill certain voids. Saying. You know, piggybacking off of what we was talking about in the last episode, about how, you know, there's moments where you can react a certain type of way. You can be reactionary in a certain kind of way, or you can take an approach where you're, like, you know, cautious and you're calculated in the approach of what you want to deal with. We was talking about how the young brother had so many different people from the community come to his aid, and the last one to help him. And in this particular situation, when we talking about these gentlemen here, even though they were playing characters, and then, you know, they had father figures, it was dope to see that, right?
Right.
Because you got to remember, bro, each one of them shows, when they came out, it was painting a picture that wasn't a common picture in most of the households that we would have been around.
Right.
Were, you know, accustomed to seeing.
Right.
You know, you had a father that was a doctor, a mother that was a lawyer, you know what I mean, in that one particular show. The other one, you know what I mean, you had, if you pick in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, one was an educator, you know what I mean. You know, and Viv had the ability, you know, she could teach and everything she had. I remember she had taught in school and all that. Uncle Phil being a lawyer, you know, being an attorney, big time. You know, it was dope to be able to see all of these things. And what it did for, I believe, a lot of us is it painted a picture that, you know, we could be, you know, in a high position in life. We can
right
be
here
successful.
with you because I got something to say when you doing what you're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We can, you know, be in intact homes. We can have, you know, complete households. We can have these things. And on top of having them, it don't got to be put together by, you know, the person that's a drug dealer. It ain't got to be put together by the kingpin who don't care nothing about it or sleep around on the mom and do all these other things and, you know, this underworld kind of situation. You know, they were able to be professionals, and it was cool. And then they were producing, you know, good kids. You know what I mean? You, like, look at them, like Theo and all of them. Like, you saw Theo. Theo was in school, bro. Like, even when they were showing him in college, when they were showing Denise and, you know, all that stuff was showing in a different world. You know, Sandra, you know, you knew that she had her credentials and everything, you know, her degrees. So it was dope to see it. And like I said, I just think that, you know, in order to build good character, you got to come from a place where you have examples of good character. And I'm just saying that if you can't identify with somebody in reality, maybe those shows kind of got you over the hump. Maybe those shows showed you, like, yo, I can't really call that uncle that's like Uncle Phil. I can't really call my pop because he's not like Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable. But I can watch them on, you know, for an hour every week or whatever it was, you know what I mean? And I can see what it looked like.
Absolutely.
And that was some people's closest to reality.
Absolutely.
That's all I wanted to say on that. It was just dope to see the character in the roles.
Absolutely. I believe that because of the fact we watch to this day. We still watch when they got the reruns playing on all these different channels, right? It's a reason why we sit and watch that because we still admire that.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times in certain areas, people, I'm going to go a little deep, people will see that blacks, we was living in a lot of poverty type areas.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us would think white folks were the ones who would have all the money to be the rich areas.
Yep.
Did you notice on TV that a lot of the white shows were about common folk, but the black shows were about higher level, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you think the TV world, the entertainment business said, we got their attention by showing them the opposite?
Yeah. Yes.
That was what they sold.
Yes.
Like as
Yes.
time later, sex sold and
Absolutely.
and reality TV started to
Absolutely.
sell. At that time, because
Yep.
we're young,
Yep.
I believe they were showing us the polar opposite. Not saying poor. You see, I didn't say the white folks poor and nobody was rich.
No.
I said they were more common.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a theory for that.
A man was, okay, Al Bunny, the shoe salesman.
Right. Yeah.
Tony Danza, what was he like on Who's the Boss?
He was like not the maid, but he was like the
like a housekeeper,
almost nanny kind of.
Yeah, nanny type
like a manny. They would call it.
Yeah, right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or when you sit back and you think about let me see, there's a couple Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
You know,
but they still played it safe because guess what, bro? Before you go too much further, I just want to say this.
Right.
What color was the Jeffersons maid?
Right.
And the Banks maid. Banks Butler.
Black.
You ever notice that no matter what, there was a line.
See?
There was a line.
There it is.
Right? It was like, yo, okay, we'll go here.
Yeah.
Show that professional
element.
Going
that
we not going down.
That's why I said.
Here.
That's why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I said common.
Yeah.
The more common for the white and the black, they were just showing, but they was never going to say, "Oh, they gonna have a white maid or a butler." Nah. If you had that, they were white.
It was going. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
so
think about like the have and have nots.
Yeah.
But they still had a black.
Security.
They still had a black maid as well.
There'll be security.
Right.
They don't go down to that level with the maid.
Right. Nah, for real, bro.
To answer what I believe personally in your situation, where you say, yeah, of course they showed the polar opposite because first and foremost,
that's deep.
You create things based on question, right? Without me going to the point where it's like, yo, it's a conspiracy theory, and they want you to look this way so they can do these things. I'm not going to do that.
Nah.
What I'm going to say is that all right. So it's intriguing, right?
That's what I'm saying.
To know that it's rare,
right?
And we talked about this on a lot of different occasions. But when you look at a situation, you be like, okay, how many black, to which I can say one now, how many black dry cleaners do I know? Right? Black, fully owned dry cleaners do I know? Right? You know the Jeffersons. That's all you knew. For the most part, that's how a lot of people knew, right? Mm-hmm. Bang, you turn around, okay, you look up, you see the attorney, Philip Banks, ultimately wound up becoming Judge Banks.
Yeah.
It's certain other things, you know what I'm saying? Black Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable delivering the babies. I don't know, you know what I mean? You may know a bunch of Melvins like that. I don't know. But what I know is I have to create something to make you go, wow, this is an allure of me to be able to see, wow, this is what this would look like if it was somebody of my, my race or something like that. And I don't want it to come off that way, but I think that that's what it was. Like you said, the same thing with the shoe salesman. As far as Al work, he was a high school football legend for Polk High, and then he turned into a shoe salesman with that situation, right? Mm-hmm. So you turn around and you look at other characters and other shows, like, the list just goes on and on, the Beverly Hillbillies and stuff like that, how they painted certain things. Like, they were just, not intelligent people on certain things and all that. You know what I mean? We've always understood that the machine always has a specific agenda and game plan for why they roll out the things that they do.
Yeah.
You just have to separate your reality from entertainment.
There it is.
That's one part of it.
There you go.
But to circle back to the thing about the situation dealing with the black fathers and that stuff and those different sitcoms.
Right. That's what impacted me. I'm just gonna say.
But that's a big deal. But then on the flip side of that situation too, every one of those situations, like I said, bro, for the young brother who don't have no positive role model, that's a man.
Yeah.
Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable was some of their fathers. You know the mark of those people. You could turn around and say it's not a sitcom. You could turn around and say Tariq St. Patrick. You know what I mean? His father was Ghost. You look at where his life went. You look at where his life went. You see certain pictures, the way that they organize these things and they lay them out.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, like I said, a lot of it now kind of veers away from some of those things. And I think that it's because of the fact that you got a lot of it going on in reality, i.e., a Deion Sanders, the Ball brothers' fathers. Mm-hmm. So I think you got a lot of it now in real life with them.
Yeah.
LeBron and Mike and all them guys.
It's funny because we were talking about the Ball family, you know what I mean, basketball play the other day, me and Lee. So I was like, yeah, I think Lonzo had, the best defense. I'm talking to my wife that this, and Melo probably got the best all-around game out of all. He the best out of them all, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And that middle brother, she said, the rapper? That shit was funny as hell, yo. She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, he spent about a day in the league, man. It's some shit like that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So, I talked to you earlier, and I told you right before we got ready to, kick the show off and everything. I said, me and you had this conversation. I had it with a few people. I felt like it was a question, led to a video, and now it's going to lead to our conversation.
Okay.
The concept of understanding, and this may get a little kind of religious, so just being honest with you. I'm not taking you to church, but if you want to stop by,
let's go.
But I'll say this, right? I know what I've discovered with myself, and maybe other people are dealing with some of these things as well. The concept of circling back to prayers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And just to give you some context of it, circling back in a sense of, think about when you ask God for certain things, right? Mm-hmm. And when you ask him for certain things, you make a deal. You make a deal with a spirit and a power that's greater than any kind of deal you can. What deal can you give God? Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm saying that because I want to talk about how we'll turn around and say, Lord, if you give me this, I will do this, and fill in the blank with all of those different things. And then you're blessed with those things, and you forget your part of the deal. Then you start to wonder and say to yourself, why can't I get to where I want to get to, right? I've asked God for it. He said, if you have not, because you've asked not, right? You ask. Now you got it. It's possession. Remember, I told you before, sometimes it's about the possession for some people and certain things. Now you get this thing and all the expectations of whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Whether it's a piece of camera equipment or something else or whatever it may be. Remember that you said that if you give me this, I'll do more. If you give me more, I'll bless others with more. Mm-hmm. The approach in life, sometimes people don't want to take that second look back at that thing that they had, that they were praying on and asking for. And if you ever want to know why you're not probably getting to the places that you really want to get to, it's because of the fact that not because you don't get opportunities or not because you don't get the things that you're asking for. You just don't hold up your end of the deal. You just don't. And so the thing that I talked to you about in that situation is I wanted to talk to people about holding their end of the deal up. I know it sounds crazy. I had a conversation with my daughter. Good conversation with her about some things that she wanted to have happen in her life. Prayed on that situation. I fell back. I left it alone.
Right.
That thing came to be. And I went back to her and I talked to her about how that came to be. And it was like, I stayed on it. I didn't just ask for it. I stayed on it. That I did that thing that we was talking about. I circled back to that situation. And I said that given this opportunity at that point, I would do the next thing that I needed to do to advance myself. I'm bringing this up because, once again, I think that we don't circle back enough to the prayers. We don't circle back enough to the things that we ask. We don't complete the mission.
Right. Finish the job.
We don't finish the
But
job.
that job don't end.
We don't act
That's
on the
all
parts.
it is.
And that's what it is. But we don't act fully on the parts outside of the ask.
Yeah.
Like you turn around and say, "Could you give me a chance to do this?" And they say, "Sure, I'll give you a chance."
And then
to
you
do
don't do it. You
And then you don't do
action.
it.
You got to take the action.
It can't be that the opportunity wasn't there anymore. It can't be that you didn't get a chance to. Now it's on you for not
But
completing.
you know why that goes like that?
Why
Because
does
you
that
know
go like that?
faith without works is dead.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So you just said you don't do anything else beyond the ask.
That's right.
You just said that.
Right.
So you have to work the ask. Because you had faith in your prayer
Right.
when you said it. That's why
right.
you circle back
That's
to
right.
it.
That's right. That's right.
So it all ties together.
That's right.
That's part of the mission
Absolutely.
of life in
Yeah.
finishing the job.
Yeah.
But again, like I just said, that job don't end until you're done.
Right.
Because that helps lay down your legacy.
Mhm.
That helps lay down what a lot of your purpose was.
Mhm.
Just like those TV dads that you was talking about on
Absolutely.
TV.
Absolutely.
In your own home, you doing that. And we learned that from our real father and real mother. You see what I'm saying? But my point is, these are all examples that
Yep.
people got to see.
Yep.
And no, you're not a judge or no, you're not a doctor. But that impact that they had on all of the kids on the show.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You know, the favorite sons and,
Yep. Yeah.
and the nephews
Yeah.
and not to take away from the daughters and nieces, all.
Yeah. Even them
it's in.
characters, that's the
Right.
actors.
Yeah.
When you used to see like, I don't know, whatever, interviews and stuff like that
Right.
later, they always speak to those people as being like real fathers to us, man.
Yeah,
It was like real dads. Like, I know you acting,
right.
but at some point or another, the acting in
Yeah.
the way it sounds, the way it looks, like
Yeah.
like
You telling yourself that.
you convincing yourself I need to be in character to be
Like-
this person's son. But really, when I look to this man, I could really be like his son.
That's why I'm so good at this character.
Yeah.
Just like when the dude who was playing Freddy Krueger said he started to become, and I don't mean to use that little demonic
He was
character for
playing
that.
Freddy.
Right, yeah.
Sorry.
But he started to feel like the character somewhat he was saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he was doing it for so long.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to the point where that's why when certain characters on the shows,
Yeah.
they don't want them to outgrow it.
I'm feeling like I need to say this.
Like no, listen, because Steve Urkel, he didn't want to keep being Steve, so they created Stefan.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So the character, I forget the brother's name, but the character that played Freddy,
Yeah,
I can see that happening, right?
yeah.
So one would ask this question though. Whoever Freddy's lady was, you know what I'm saying? That was scary. When she really went to bed with Freddy. Right? Now, could you imagine? Like, she probably look at him before she go to sleep and go, let me tell you something. If you're thinking about doing something wild, if you fall asleep first, it's over. There'll be no other movies. I'm telling you, you made your last one. How you want to handle it?
It wasn't him playing that role, Pig.
Okay, all right.
It was
Okay.
it was
All right.
that it was that angel dust, man. It was that.
Nah,
It was that. Listen, it was that LeBron James pregame.
nah.
It was that.
This is an interesting conversation. I know y'all saying to yourself, these boys talking about characters and stuff like that. No, I can't say we eat some. I'm quite sure he'll explain it to you. But what I'm saying is so many words.
Self-explanatory.
There you go. He feel like he explained it already. You know what I'm saying? And what I'll say is that characters that these people played, like you said, we always talk about impact and all that kind of stuff. But these people, right? They inspired a lot of things.
Right.
Right. They inspired. I ain't talking about Freddy's character.
No. We talking about
obviously.
Uncle Phil.
They inspired a lot of things. And I, even though we came up in that household, mom and pop was dope, everything they did, solid family outside of uncles, aunts, you know what I mean? We had a lot of different examples. We was blessed.
Right.
Because we was able to see a lot of things in real time, you know what I mean? Family members, uncles that's entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? Aunts that's, great at being entrepreneurs and having great careers in the things that they do. We was lucky enough and blessed to be able to see it, and it was right in the crib. But, when you think about it, right, bro, like we said before, everybody ain't that fortunate. You got some people, whether you believe it or not, sometimes we have it in abundance like we did. We be like, they ain't got nobody, not one big cousin, not one uncle, not one, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was some people, bro, they ain't had nobody.
Nobody.
Not one person like that. And, ultimately, some of them was consumed by, not having that guidance. And then there were some other ones that, elected to say, yo, one day I'm going to be that person for as many people as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So, once again, man, I think it was dope to see that. And it's like I said, man, I just think that just piggybacking off of that and switching, lanes a little bit about the situation of following back up on our prayers.
Yeah.
A lot of times, man, I think that once again, the greatness that's inside of us, we see it, but we don't acknowledge it. And then once we identify what kind of work it's going to take for us to go to the next level, we'll make a decision, right? We'll say, well, yo, this level might be good enough, right? So like I said, you said it earlier, faith without works is dead, right?
Right.
Faith is the assurance of things that are hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
You be knowing them.
Right? So the reality of it is, once again, when you start thinking about things from the perspective of, I'm going to ask. Once God bless me with it, it's just going to fall on my lap. Wrong. You ask for a specific thing. Bro, you always give me the same story about the situation about what Eddie Murphy had said. Understanding the power of the words and what he was presenting out there, he had to switch some things. Yeah. And when he did it, he acquired it.
Yeah, he kept saying, I want to be famous, I want to be famous, I want to be famous. And then he started to think about it and say, I want this to be my career. I want this to be my career.
Yeah.
I want this to be my career. Like he started.
And it became that.
Yeah.
But he understood by asking for that, there was a level of work that he had to put in.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So he never had to circle back to that particular question because once he learned how to word the request right, he didn't need to have to circle back.
That's it.
We as people, a lot of times what we do, bro, is we have request forms that we put in. And then the expectation that comes from those things, we wonder why we don't reach them is because we put the form in. It was granted, but we didn't start doing the things that we needed to do. I.e. example, and that's correct, kind of a little bit different as an example. Joke will get drunk. The first thing they do, go home, they throw it up in the toilet. Who they make a deal with first, eh?
Yeah.
They say, Lord, if you get me out of this, I'll never do it again. You got to, get you right. Now, the flip side of that situation, at some point or another, he know you're going to make a different business decision. Unless that really just becomes the only time and you hold up to that situation. Mm-hmm. Now, if you do, great. If you don't, you back to square one.
Let's go in the red light district. Meaning pretty much, like, I think it's it Hosea? I can't remember. I might be wrong. Don't
That's the name in there.
But, yeah, but I'm going to find out in a minute. But Gomer in the red light district kept going. Gomer was a worker in the red light district.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to find out exactly who the guy, which one it is. Mm-hmm. Met her there and made that his wife, I believe.
It's a movie of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's on
it's
Prime or something.
They've been showing it lately.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
And then, but this is where it comes from. I think it's Hosea. I really believe that. I think so. Mm-hmm. I'm going to find out, though.
We ain't going to hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah, I hope not. So, Gomer go back to the red light district.
Absolutely.
Go back and get her. It's a metaphor. It's showing us. Because just like you said, God, if you get me out of this, I won't do it again. Mm-hmm. And then you turn around and you talking about taking action and do the same thing you did to get yourself in it the first time.
That's right.
And what God come do? Come get you again.
Come get you again. So what does that teach you, right?
Yeah.
That teach you that the request is enough.
Right.
Not the work.
Yeah.
And that's what people do. They'll put the request in and they'll get their part that they need.
Because you keep asking the same request.
You keep asking the same request.
Okay, I showed you how. You just said, said the answer. I ain't going to do it again.
Right.
But you go back out and still drunk.
That's what I'm saying.
So now, when do most people in those type of states probably, because we didn't have, any addiction or anything of that nature, but
absolutely not.
When the request changed to, God help me get better.
So that, right, is one of the things that when you put that in, you literally heal yourself in action, right? Help me get better, right? So that would have to identify what you already actively doing something to get better.
Right.
Because better is the operative thing. Like, you want to become better. So you automatically got to be in it. If you ask, most people are asking God for something, right? Not to, you just say, help me be better.
No.
You said help me get better. So that means that I'm already actively considering the fact that I'm going to be moving
There you
anyway.
go.
I need your help with this situation.
So I'm saying that to say because the power is in the words
Absolutely.
and how you just said, how you submit the request, right?
Yep.
And the first thing it says in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
in the Bible it says, in the beginning it was the word.
Mm-hmm.
So your words are everything.
That's why I say that. That's why I say
They're everything.
you got to
bro.
circle. You got to circle back to it. Like the video I made the other day. I said people will always tell you, they said, "Listen, don't worry, God got the final say so." He had the first and the middle too.
Mhm.
What you
Right.
think he
I
just
see
had
it.
the last one?
Right.
Like why would you think the God would just have the last say
Yeah.
so?
Mhm.
Let me ask you, why when it get to a certain level, he's the first one you go to?
Right.
He's the first person you go to for the last word. You know what I mean? That's still a father in a sense, but what I'm saying is the reality of it is that once again, we circle back, but we don't view ourselves progressing. Right? We're just looking for the response. We're just looking to whatever the request is, man. I don't care if it's materialistic or if it's anything like that, dealing with anything physical, any of those things. It's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said in that video, everybody talk about the situation. They said, God got the final say so. He has all
Okay.
say so.
I just want to say this though. In the Bible, Gomer appears in two distinct contexts.
Mm-hmm.
As son, because it's Japheth in Genesis, right? So it's a male Gomer. But this is the one I was talking about, and I was right. As an unfaithful wife of the prophet Hosea in the book of Hosea. So when I was saying Hosea,
Okay.
I was correct. I just wanted to say that. But that's when also where I was talking about as well.
Yeah.
And that's what that whole metaphor and everything is about.
Yeah.
Like I said, just to make sure too, I don't want to see that because I said in the Bible, the first line, right, says in the beginning it was the word. I'm almost sure. You know what I mean? I just want to see because it just coincides with what you were actually talking about, bro.
About which part of it? I mean, just,
No, when you were saying, we were talking about the power of the words.
Yeah. I said, bro.
Okay, the very first line is in the beginning, God created heavens and earths and all that. So let me, yeah, okay.
I thought you had it.
Yeah.
I thought you had it. I started talking. You
Go ahead, keep going. My
Yeah.
bad. Hey,
Trying to figure out this- you know what I mean? He's like, "Hey, be quiet, man. I want to." So, but anyway, it's when we about to find it again, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the point in that situation is like I said, bro, we don't hold up to our end. We don't. We ask, we receive, and we still got the same practices. We still take the same approaches. We don't think about any of that stuff at all. We just continue to go forward. That's why I say, man, a lot of times you got to put people in environments where people see action. They see things actively happening.
Mm-hmm.
The misconception is that you can just ask for something and everything falls into a particular favor. Those shows even prove that. The characters and the roles, they taught those values and those, different things. Like, you need to be, going to school, getting your education, you need to be doing these things. And it came from a strong place, not a place of struggle.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's the same thing, like I said, our approach with the situation, dealing with things like our requests. Because I think that's what people do. The people are lazy. People are lazy by nature. People lazy, man.
Because they wanted the easy way.
They want the whole thing.
It's funny because I really was just having this conversation earlier.
Bro,
Not with you though. That's what's so crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, bro, I asked the question. I ask all kind of questions anyway to my wife all the time. And I think if you can't have them conversations with the ones you home with, then I don't know who you can talk to about certain things.
Because you got to be able to, yeah.
So I asked her a question about. I said, if you were retired today, what would you be? What would you do? No, I asked her. I want to say it right because I know she's turning around. I ain't said that, but I asked her about would she want to be a housewife.
Oh, okay.
She was saying that it all depends on what you're talking, like not a housewife in the sense of, home cooking every day, doing all of these other different things every day.
Yeah.
I said, well, my initial thing was about retirement, right? So when I asked you about retirement, that means that you're leaving a job. I ain't promoting you get another job. You know, I'm asking what it would look like if you were a wife that just were at home or you didn't have to go to a job anymore. You know, is there any things that you would do? See, most people, and the only reason I bring that up is most people, while they're in the midst of something, always have a better thing that they would be doing.
Right.
And then what happens is when the opportunity is given to you, you ask yourself the question, are you prepared to do the better thing?
Right.
Now you got to kind of go back because now you got the shot, but you forgot what parts you said you was going to do.
Preaching today. For real. Keep going. You talking
You just
to
forgot
me.
what you just forgot what you was going to
That's what
do,
I'm
right?
saying.
And so now, guess what? When you look up and you say, well, yo, I asked for this, I got this. I asked for that, I got this. And why am I still not happy? And then it dawns on you one day, I never did my part. I never did the thing I said I would do that would bring me so much reward, so much joy, so much inspiration, right? So many different encouraging things. And nothing comes to you. All of a sudden, you just like, yo, you know what I mean? I got this, but I'm not happy. I mean, people you talk to, bro, they say, man, I can't wait to do this. I'll be happy. And then that thing comes, and you look at them and say, how you doing, man? And they're not happy. Because the other things that they said that they was going to do, you know what I mean? You know, I'll read more, I'll work out more, I'll eat better, I'll travel more, I'll spend less money, or I'll go visit family more, and they're not doing any of those things. They're just not at work anymore. So they got everything that they asked for in that regard, but then they look up and they say, I'm not happy. The only thing I can say to them is, did you do the things you said you was going to do? To me, that's where the whole concept of dealing with certain things, faith without works is dead, comes from. Because we'll put in requests for things all the time, but faith, once again, is the assurance of things that are hoped for and the evidence or conviction of things not seen, right? If you got faith without works is dead. You turn around and say, okay, well, now, you know, faith is big. You need that to move forward. Once we move you forward, now the thing that you request, you have not because you asked not. I give you the situation that you requested and you asked for. Now you have it. You still ain't happy. You still ain't satisfied. Because along the way, you said that you would do this if this opportunity presented itself.
Let's clap it up. Got questions?
We can do that. We can definitely do that.
Yeah.
We're going to do some Would You Rathers, bro.
Okay. Would you rather not do anything, or would you rather do it all? But this is a new episode of Would You Rather, where Pete's going to ask me a series of questions. Will I rather this or would I rather that? Let's get to it.
So we'll get right into it. Some of these questions, bro, you a happily married man to my sister, but I need you to just not be yourself. You are a single man in certain questions.
Whoa.
All of them aren't going to be built up that way, but if there are some like that, I'm asking from that
I
perspective.
understand. Just
all
ask
right?
questions.
So the questions, I just wanted to give some clarity on it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather find your passion or the love of your life?
Love of my life.
Okay.
I ain't even nothing to think about.
Can I do I guess a part B to that question?
Yes.
What's your definition of? Because you said love, the love that would have you pick that over passion.
Well, the question was, you said the love of my life.
I said, would you rather find your passion or the love of your life?
Or the love of your life.
Right.
Okay. So.
Okay, you said the love of your. Okay, so I see how they're wording that a little bit different.
Right.
It can go two ways.
Right.
I see why
I'm
you
going to answer both ways, though.
But answer that. You answered the first one for me already. You said the love of your life.
Yeah.
My second question to you is what is it about the love of your life? How do you define that over what made you pick that over passion?
Right. Because passion sometimes shifts.
Okay.
But love never does.
Okay.
And some people believe in depending on what they're talking about with love.
Okay.
They'll say, oh, I don't love that person like I used to. I'm not. Listen, what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Passion shifts, but love never does.
Yeah.
Okay? We had a conversation the other day, and you literally said to me, you've always known that you had the passion for DJing.
No doubt. Yeah, but I said it to you the other day. Yep.
Right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And what did I say? DJing wasn't my passion.
Right.
It was the love of music that
Okay.
kept me entertained.
Okay. That's good.
With
That's
the
a
whole
great way to answer, bro.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the love of your life in that state, because I said I'm gonna
No
answer
question.
both.
You get because it's
Now,
really broad than that.
The
Yeah.
real question is, would I have wanted to find a human person
Like I was about to say, person. Yep.
as a love of my life,
Yep.
or my love of music as
Mhm.
the love of my life?
Okay.
As if they can't in real life. We know they can
Right.
coexist,
Right.
but it still would be the person for me.
Yeah, I think that in this phase, we say
Because just because I didn't find my love of my life, don't mean I'm not. I mean, I didn't find my passion. I mean, doesn't mean I'm not. I couldn't be happy.
right. So
You know what I
happy,
mean?
in the
So
midst
the
of
love
that.
of my life, still my wife.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will say this before I move to the next question. I feel like passion is a little bit more conditional than love. I think love has the potential to be unconditional.
Right. There you go.
And some people may beg to differ. They may say, passion getting to, and
Yeah,
don't mind
that's-
argue against any of
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
things.
Right. No.
But I just feel like,
I get what you're saying
I
though.
feel like love make you do things that
Right.
there's not too many other emotions can make
There
you do.
you go.
So I just why I think
There you go.
it's more unconditional in that sense.
Mhm. It said
So
God is love.
that's what I'm saying. He said God is passion. So I'm not taking that from it, but I just think one is more conditional than the other.
Right.
The other's a little bit more.
Yeah. That's why I said that's what I meant by passions changing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because when your conditions change, your passion may change.
I mean, you're right.
So-
They shift. Like you said, they may shift.
Yeah.
Would you rather have an intelligent partner or a good looking partner?
Intelligent. I'm lucky to have both. Go ahead.
Well, in your
correct
case right now, you're not talking about yourself. None of these are talking
me.
about
I'm
yourself.
just gonna say,
Like,
I still want
like
to
if
put
I was
that out
answering that question too, that's why I'm making it fair like that.
there. Yeah. But no, intelligent.
Yeah.
Intelligent. Because you don't want to find a partner just because they look good. And it's not like, oh, they get old, they don't look, no. But you just want to know when the going gets tough. You want somebody that's intelligent on your side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even again, because and you made a statement a few minutes ago, and this is why I keep going back and forth to it, where you said that it might get a little religious. But when you look inside the Bible, other than Jesus, King Solomon was the wisest of them all in the Bible, right? And he also had the most women of them all.
Mm-hmm.
The women loved him. They said he had 300 wives, 700 girlfriends. The women loved him because he was intelligent.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying he might have not just looked at bodies or whatever it is, but at the same time in his mind, it's the intelligence that intrigues him.
So many ways to look at it, right? They say beauty is an eye of the beholder. So
Of the beholder, yes.
if I feel like this person is attractive versus being intelligent is different. I guess intelligence can work in the same regards. You might have a person that's really smart and say they know a little bit. I don't know if I would call them super intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one fades.
Yeah.
I think that beauty fades.
Yeah.
Not saying that you're not beautiful to me, but some element of beauty will fade a little bit. Intelligence, open the doors to a lot of things.
Right.
It unlocks some things. So I just think that I would definitely want the person who was more intelligent, and I'm quite sure if we having a conversation, I have some attraction anyway.
Yes.
So
That's
it's
what I'm
kind of
saying.
like weird. Like I don't think
Yeah.
we kind of find out how intelligent that person is, and
Unless
You
we
know.
talk to him.
yeah. So
Because in the beginning, it was the word, man.
yeah, no question, no question.
Because even if I see a beautiful woman across the room,
Mhm.
if we never say nothing, it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm
It's just a
saying. If
beautiful
you
woman
never
across the-
meet,
Right.
that's what I'm talking about.
Even if you walk, I see them all the time, but that still don't mean nothing until you start talking. And then you find out if that person's intelligent. Not in just one conversation. Sometimes you can, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it changes. It varies.
Yeah.
It goes from different.
Chips or something, man.
Yeah, well, you get a little snack soon. Or whatever, you know what I mean? Would you rather live in a world where you dance instead of walk, or sing instead of talk? Would you rather be in a world where you
I
dance
know what you're
instead
saying.
of walk?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but you,
Would I rather?
I'm
no.
trying to say it for the people, in case they.
Oh, yeah,
would you
go
rather
ahead.
be in a world where you dance instead of walk, or you sing instead of talk?
Bottom line, do you want to live in real life or do you want to be in School Days? So Little Shop of Horror or
What
Chirac.
they call them joints, bro? Musical.
The musical.
Yeah.
That's all you describe. It's a musical.
Yeah. Do you want to be in Grease? You know.
Yeah, Grease Lightning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Would you rather have your
Under the Sea. Even though that's Little Mermaid.
Would you rather have your name tattooed on your forehead or no teeth?
Tap, man. Give me a tap. You said my name?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me
He's
tap.
scared of no Bugs Bunnies, man.
Nah,
He's scared of no.
Hey, that's one of the most unattractive things in the world is no teeth. Look at
He's
listen.
scared of
Let's
no
think about it. Think about it. Look at Baby. Baby had tattoos all on his face, all right here, right? What's the first thing he fixed before he started getting tattoos removed? The teeth. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
All right. Oh, no, that's wow. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna ask you though. He likes him a little spiced wild every now and then, man.
Yes, I like him every little spice.
Oh, you don't want
Go
this
ahead,
one?
go
Yeah, I
ahead.
know.
Go ahead. I'm just saying, because I don't run from no questions.
Yeah, you try. You know what I mean? Would you rather say your ex's name during sex or your partner's best friend's name?
That's not even, bro. You get beat the fuck up either way. Like that don't even got no, no thing in it. But
I didn't say you with the
if I had
person,
to
right?
pick that, it would have
You may not be with the person.
Listen, if I had to say it, it would have to be the ex, because I'm not gonna be attracted to their best friend like that. I shouldn't be attracted.
Okay, hey, it's okay, bro.
But it's not okay either way though, man. That's some bullshit.
Okay, all right. I see what's going on. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
You're not in no relationship with nobody.
No, I get it.
I know it's a little bit different.
Bro,
You say
listen what I'm saying.
Oh, so if it's a one night stand situation, I'm just putting it out there.
No, you don't gotta be one night stand. Listen, I'm a single man.
Yeah.
Dealing with somebody that we're dating, but we're not in a committed relationship.
Yes.
If I'm going to have to, either way, it's a messed up situation because it's not their name.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
But I think it would be better to say not the best friend's, the ex's name.
Okay.
Because you had history there.
So.
But the best friend is like, wait a minute, you want my girl?
So I think that you're
That's
right. I agree with you 1,000% on just not being called by your name, being called out.
Right. That's what I said.
I get that part. But I think that once again, this is an accidental thing. Right? This is accidental.
Right.
You out. I'm not creating a scenario, fill in the blanks of what you want. If you're dating somebody, I would assume that you know this person's name because you're dating this person. Right. If that's the case, I think it's magnified. I'm not saying that it's less, impactful, but it's magnified. For every one of those levels you go up. Whether you engage, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's your wife, any of these things.
And not ever saying shit like that is your wife.
Right. But what I'm saying is the impacts go up.
As levels go up,
saying. I'm not making
the
it
penalty
right.
goes up.
Right, I'm not making
That's
it
what
right
I'm saying.
because guess what? Like she has one too. If she mistakenly says that it calls you that name, now you would assume it's a little more than that because then the best friend. It can't really be a one night if you know my best friend. Like you just kind of had some time around each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's
So,
what
I mean, it's just a wicked situation to be in, but. I told you, I'm asking you some of these questions if just for random purposes.
Bro. I understood that.
But that's what I'm saying. So
that wasn't a part of it.
I'm not insinuating you feel nothing. What I'm saying to you is I keep asking you these questions, and it's like I said, bro. I say all the time, I'll spin this around to you whenever you want to do that.
No.
But what I'm saying is, in the situation, is once again,
I didn't have a problem with you.
That's what I'm saying. I was just asking the questions.
No, and I was just answering.
But I don't want you to think that, bro.
No, I wasn't. That's what I'm telling you. What I was saying to him, it's a fucked up situation. It's because it's not the person's name, not because you're in a relationship with them. You told me in the beginning of the questions that I was single in some of these questions.
I told you I agree with that.
And I knew
I told you I agree with that.
Yeah,
I told
that's
you
what
I said the magnitude of it changed. I'm like, this is weird now. The magnitude of it changes. That's why I say certain.
I agree.
Right,
and I agree. Yeah, I agree. We agreed all the way around. That's what the funny shit is.
Would you rather empty a swimming pool using a fork or get in the swimming pool Hold on. Would you rather empty a swimming pool using a fork, just a fork, or get in a swimming pool for a half an hour with a jellyfish?
I gotta get in there with that jellyfish, man. I gotta get in there with the jellyfish because I need more time. Like a half hour with a jellyfish. You empty in a pool with a fork. That's gonna take 30 years.
Well, you know, that's what you say, brother. I agree with you. I get in there with that jellyfish. I be done found a way to take that fork and get that jellyfish out.
They ain't give you a fork if you go in there with the jellyfish.
Or either, scoop my hands, cup them, and
Scuba Steve flipping right on.
Splash one out of there, yeah. We already touched on that situation before. I give you one more, man. I already know your answer to that. I ask you that anyway. Would you rather be stuck in a phone booth with 10 snakes or 10 tarantulas?
You gotta be tarantulas. If I gotta pick one, because I don't mess with snakes, man.
Oh, if I gotta be in there with them, I don't think it really matters what kind of snakes but honestly speaking, if I gotta be in there with tarantulas, can be big.
Yeah.
They can jump. They can do certain things. It's 10 garden snakes. I go in there with 10 garden snakes.
Yeah,
I doubt if they're trying to bite.
So you assuming that it's gonna be garden snakes.
That's why I said that.
But a big body tarantula.
Well, they spoke specifically and called it tarantula, though. They ain't say a spider. If they'd have said that, then it was room for that. But they said a tarantula
5
specifically.
and 5. How about that? Watch them fight. You gotta fight around you. How about
if you that lucky, that they start banging it out.
Either you going in with the 5 for 5 and you live for another 50 years, not from today,
right.
50 years added on to where you was already supposed to go anyway, or you don't go in and you lose 3 years off your life.
Nah, I go in.
Yeah, try it. You're gonna get bit the fuck up. Aye. You know what I mean?
I'm guaranteed to 50. Like I said, you ain't say 3 anacondas. You ain't say 3 cobras, 3 black mambas. It says 3 snakes, bro. Like if you talking about gardeners, I'm telling you, like you're gonna be all right with them.
I said 10.
You said 5 and 5 though.
Yeah, but you just said 3.
Oh, I just said I know what the number was for the thing, but even if I went with yours, you said you gonna have them in there banging it out. Yeah. Like they might get together and say it's one of him. Let's just jump on him and eat all night. I think it depends on what's going on. I don't want to lose 3 minutes, so I'm going with the one. Even if I got to take a couple bites, man, to get 50 years, man.
I'm gonna punch the shit out of him.
Hey, man, take us out of that, man. That was crazy.
That was another episode of Would You Rather. Let's go ahead and get back to it. And this has been episode 20. Tell them what the episode has been.
Episode 207, y'all.
Yeah, we got the blooper. We got the blooper reel. There it is. Episode 207. Thank y'all for tuning into it. Listen, you can catch an audio and hear us. And if you don't feel like sitting down and watching the video while you moving around, doing your morning workout or sitting at your desk at work at iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Audible, anywhere you hear your favorite podcast. Pete, tell them where they can see us.
You can find us each and every week right on our YouTube channel at The Porch Podcast. Generally drops 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. Like he said, there's always, it's all across your audio, favorite podcast and streaming sites. Earlier in the day, and like you said, at night, you can catch it on YouTube. As we say each and every week, we appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us, This one right here, man, that concept of circling back, man, remembering the parts that you asked for when you were putting in them requests, man. If you're wondering why you may not be getting to the places that you want to go, It may not be because you don't have the opportunity or you don't have the thing that you asked for. It may be because you're not holding up to your end of the deal. Once again, man, just wanted to acknowledge Malcolm Jamal Warner and his passing, man. Condolences from the Porch Brothers, man, to his family. We lost one of America's favorite sons. As always, man, we look forward to seeing y'all on the next one. Y'all be safe, be good, man. All right, family, y'all be blessed. Peace, y'all.
Who on the porch?
Let's go.